Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Ring of Honor Wrestling TV show review with us, the British Fist.
Good, Jim.
I am Mr. Parkin here, and this guy sitting next to me is the one and only NJ.
What's up?
If only you could be a rapper, that would be awesome. NJ would be a perfect name for you, and Mr. Parkin, well, that's just destined to never make it to any kind of billboard or anything, is it? But anyway, we'll forget that banter. Subscribe up above, like this video, and comment your thoughts on this Ring of Honor Wrestling edition down in that comment section below.
Make sure you contact us and the link in the description box below.
Yes, and I think we just watched the 10th anniversary show, which I think we'll both agree, unlike most people out there, was a very disappointing show. And now we're moving on to Showdown in the Sun, which is the two-night extravaganza on WrestleMania weekend. Now, Ring of Honor had that massive down period after Final Battle, where there was like 4 weeks of no TV show, and then we had very little build for this 10th anniversary, and it looks like they're trying to build a bit more for the two Showdown in the Sun nights. I just wonder how much build they can get in these next 4 weeks. Like, there's got an hour of TV show, so how are they really going to be able to build it that well? Are we going to get the same shitty build we got for the 10th anniversary show? I hope we don't, because I hope it is good, because it is WrestleMania weekend, and I do want ROH to provide us something good.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so we go into the show itself. We open up with Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness announcing the main event being Eddie Edwards versus Roderick Strong for the #1 contendership for the ROH World Championship. We'll go into our thoughts about that later. We have some very strong opinions on that one, as you would probably guess, because they're not ROH marks. We start the show off officially with Bennett talking about Lance Storm, the fact they're going to have a match at Showdown in the Sun Night 2. It looks like Lance Storm is coming out of retirement to face Mike Bennett, and I can see that being a pretty good matchup.
The way they announced it was saying that Lance Storm would beat Respect into ROH, into Bennett. It gets reasoning, but it's like, in my opinion, a random match, but is a big name putting over Bennett in the match, so I guess it's pretty good.
And you're never going to get Lance Storm on the TV show, so I'm trying to think elsewhere. I mean, they can use Bennett's mic skills to really try and get the feud over. Then you have TJ Perkins talking about that Bennett can't wrestle, but Bennett has what you don't have, and that is some character and some appeal to anything other than diehard ROH fans. That's all I'll say. So we have Mike Bennett with Maria. Maria, again, hot as hell, isn't she? Just great addition to Ring of Honor, that girl, isn't it? Yeah, Mike Bennett versus TJ Perkins. You know, the whole match was about pretty much trying to get Mike Bennett over. You had the distraction from Maria to give Bennett the win. I've also figured out here that this was the show before the 10th anniversary show. So you'd have thought they might have had something there about homicide. Just kind of shows this match was just thrown in there at the last minute, really, doesn't it? And it shows that it really had no plan or build.
So I said the match itself didn't do a lot for me. I really weren't really into the match. Even though it got a good amount of time for an opening match, it just didn't really give me a good feeling. Homicide, as you heard from the review we did, I got into him and liked him. So maybe if he did have an involvement in this, even during the match or after, it would have built up for the pay-per-view and made this a bit more likeable for me. Yeah, and another thing I want to mention here, guys, is that we saw the 10th anniversary show on Sunday, but we weren't able to watch this TV show until Thursday. So I'm just calling a spade here. I'm just saying that we couldn't see the build-up to the 10th anniversary show until Thursday, which is when it's officially on Ring of Honor. And even if you sign up and do the $6.99 a month, you can't watch it until Monday. Just a small problem there, which I have with ROH and their TV shows and their pay-per-view schedule. But, you know, we'll move on. I mean, Bennett versus CJ Perkins, it was an average match. I mean, it didn't exactly make Mike Bennett look good. I mean, the whole point of this should be to make Mike Bennett look good, and they gave him the cheaty victory. I mean, why not just give him the victory clean? I mean, for fuck's sake, it's against TJ Perkins, who's what, 5'10", less than 200 pounds. Come on, ROH. You got this guy, Mike Bennett, who's real standout in your product, a guy who can talk, a character, against a bland guy in TJ Perkins, who you've got about 50 million other people like in ROH. Come on, what? You've got to get your priorities right, ROH. Come on. This match should have been a lot better, but it got a good amount of time. So for an opener, I was pleased that it got time, but the match didn't really thrill me anything. We'll move on. I think the next segment, in my opinion, was the best, most effective segment of the night, and I'll go on to the reasons why in a minute. You had Tommaso Ciampa versus Guy Alexander. You had that little interview with Ciampa before saying, like, you know, how he's going to face Lethal, and Lethal's days are going to be numbered. And I think if I watched this on the Saturday, going onto the Sunday, I'd maybe been a little bit more excited for their match, because this was actually a pretty decent segment, I thought. I mean, you didn't have any interaction between Lethal and Ciampa, but you had Ciampa, you know, really concentrating on the title match, and you had him basically squashing some guy in 2.5 minutes, which made him look really strong. The package before, the interview before, I like it. It was really narrowing down onto Ciampa really concentrated on him and getting his points across really strong. I just thought that was a good way to hype up the pay-per-view as well as this upcoming match.
Yeah, and I've got to be picky with ROH here. We go to the tail of the tape, and we see Cedric Alexander instead of Guy Alexander. I mean, come on, this is simple stuff, ROH. Tail of the tape. I know you probably don't have a tail of the tape for this guy, but fucking hell, Cedric Alexander, we got his tail of the tape instead.
And we got the blank nameplate. I just thought there's lots of faults here.
There was a kind of like similar to the iPay-per-view with the production. But I mean, the main thing about this match is you had Tommaso Ciampa going out there looking like a monster against a jobber. And this is where enhancement matches can really help a product. I mean, I wish WWE and TNA would probably use these a little bit more. But ROH can do this with the OVW talent they have on their roster, which apparently are a TNA, but we'll ignore that for the time being. You have the referee calling the stoppage after Tommaso Ciampa beats on Guy Alexander with the knees, and I thought that was a nice way of doing it as well. It makes him look really strong, and you had him going to the camera and saying, "Lethal, your days are numbered." And I thought, again, that was a great addition to this segment. Most effective segment of the night.
Well, what I'm going to say quickly about the ending is that this Guy Alexander played his injury a lot better than Jay Lethal did, because Jay Lethal sort of zoomed up and went straight to attack. He actually just sat, and Guy Alexander just sat there to take it all. Then you had the Tommaso Ciampa talk to a camera. It's all from the backstage segment to this. It was all nicely done. Real built him up for the match at the pay-per-view.
Just a shame we'd already seen the match, eh?
That's right.
And the match itself wasn't good at all. It was just a typical time limit ROH draw, which was projected. But to me, without really going off the fact we saw the match already and it was pretty crap, it was probably the most effective segment of the night, in my opinion. Would you agree?
Yes, it was.
We got to an Inside ROH segment. We got the rundown of the 10th anniversary card. Again, if we watch this on Saturday, may have got our excitement a little bit more for the show. We got words from Briscoes and Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen come out in a party hat. That was quite funny, wasn't it?
It was, but this, again, just because of their timing, I found it Inside ROH really boring and long. Just because they had to do 2 big segments, we'll get to the second.
Well, they had to do 4, really, didn't they? If you include the Shikara stuff.
Oh, if they included that, yeah. It just really lost my interest. Yes. They had the timing wrong. But let's say it happened before. It was too long, in my opinion, either way.
It was too long. I mean, you ran down the 10th anniversary card. That was good. You had, 4 or 5 matches announced there. You had a lot of filler matches on that pay-per-view, which is one of the reasons I graded it so low. You had this announcement of Bennett versus Storm at Showdown in the Sun Night 1 and the Young Bucks versus ANX in some kind of street fight, and they're going to have a rematch on the next show in a tornado tag. And I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing those two, because that's a feud which I think is going pretty well at the moment with the whole Rectitus injury. And it's one of those feuds. It won't be over the belt. It's just nice to see a tag team feud in a wrestling promotion, isn't it?
What I'm going to say is I'm not the biggest fan of those tag teams, but after seeing this, the way they spoke to each other was, yes, it was a bit long, maybe it could have been cut down, but the way they spoke about the matches, it's got me wanting to see it.
And we're going to have World's Greatest Tag Team versus Briscoes. Sorry, Wrestling's Greatest Tag Team versus Briscoes. This is the feud that they've been building up at the expense of Young Bucks versus Briscoes. So hopefully this will deliver a lot better than their match at Final Battle, please, because their match at Final Battle was shit. At least this time you've got the definite heel team in Wrestling's Greatest Tag Team, a definite face team who we enjoy watching in the Briscoes, and that it should be a better match than Final Battle. I'll say that right now. It's essentially a grudge match.
That's what it's labelled as, yes.
Will it be over the titles or will it not? We don't really know.
I don't think it will, but we'll see.
We also got some talk about the Shikara. Shikara being part of these shows. Now, we saw on the 10th anniversary show that Eddie Kingston, the Shikara world champ, and Kevin Steen had a segment which may lead to some kind of match. So it looks like they're going to be introducing Shikara guys maybe into these shows. Not entirely sure about that, but I think that they might have to do that just to make up for the fact that their roster is so fucking thin right now.
Well, they do bring Shikara in. Yes, from the video packages, it looked awesome, but at the same time, it's going to be about spots again.
Yes.
That's where I see it. It's going to be good because of how well they performed in the video package.
Who else?
It's going to be spots.
Who else other than die-hard indie fans are going to watch this show? I mean, come on, ROH. You've got to try and appeal to more casual fans. You've got to try and appeal to a bigger market, such as casual and mainstream fans. You've got to try this. And this main event essentially tells us why you're never, ever going to be able to do that. Let's just go through this main event, NJ. In the main event, we had Roderick Strong versus Eddie Edwards in a number 1 contendership match for the ROH World title. A lot of ROH fans out there will keep saying WWE and TNA give us the same old shit, same old shit. Well, look at what ROH are giving us. The same 2 or 3 people in the main event scene. Strong versus Edwards, Davey versus Strong, Davey versus Edwards. We've had the same shit now since, late 2009, 10? Come on, late 2009, come on, give us something different, ROH. This is just ridiculous, and this is why the match was boring.
Again, what I'm going to say about this is that it showed each other's strength throughout the match. I'm going to give it that, but we've seen it before. But the match itself, it weren't terrible.
Oh, I found it boring.
The main event.
Oh,
The time got a bit long compared to the other matches. Yeah. The main that threw me was early in the match. Oh. We had a big cut of a break, and then we have to hear the words from
Davey Richards.
Yes, that could have been said at the beginning before the actual match.
I don't want to hear from Davey Richards. Don't get the guy away from a fucking mic unless he's going to be heel. Right, a lot of issues with this match, and I know a lot of ROH fans are there. Will probably enjoy this match because it was great in-ring action, and they love to see these two guys go out there and put on a great 5-star match. But, I mean, question, MJ. Do you find Edwards exciting?
Edwards, not really, but...
Do you find Roderick Strong exciting?
Well, Edwards gets the crowd going more than Strong, but Strong, I just think he's more of a...
What?
A look, you know, it's not actually a wrestling-wise, he's just got a look about him that shows that maybe he's built up for the main event.
Well, he's been ROH World Champ before, and just, I mean, all I'm trying to say is here, I find Eddie Edwards boring, I find Roderick Strong boring, combine those two together, boring plus boring equals what, MJ?
Boring.
Exactly, and just, the match itself has been played out so many times, and it's just got nothing left in it anymore, and I've seen this match so many times, I didn't, and the thing is either, did you really want to see... Who did you want to win this? Because me, I was sitting there thinking, please end this in a double DQ and just let Davey have the night off, because I do not want to see any of these two in the main event right now.
A bit different, but my opinion was the way it went. If we get to the ending, we had Strong cheat to win. And I just thought, finish it there. You don't need to have any more extra booking. Just have Strong winning, and that's it.
It's another match I've seen numerous times, so again, I don't want to see that.
It would have been better than Edwards versus...
Oh, fuck yeah.
So if we had Strong, I would prefer Strong. That's what I wanted when Strong cheated to win. I was thinking... Ah, there we go, heels won, finish.
And he did use that loaded boot thing to win, but why did you have to have Cole and Elgin come down? And then, why did you have to have that? I mean, what was the point of this whole thing? Just the match itself, to me, it just, I can understand why a lot of people will like it because of the in-ring action being pretty good, but you've got to look at it for what it is. The match itself, I've seen loads of times. It's nothing new. You know, we want to see some variety and spice in this product, and at the moment, we're not getting that in the main event scene. And to me, what we're going to get now is another main event I don't really want to see in ROH. You had, like I said, you had Roderick Strong winning with the loaded boots, which I thought was a decent way of getting Strong a victory over Edwards. It did make Edwards look weak, and it got Strong a victory. Not that I wanted to see Davey Richards versus Roderick Strong anyway. They had, a match at Final Battle. They had a match at one of the Take Center... Ring of Honor Take Center stage shows. But I mean, at the end of the day, Roderick Strong wins, and then you have a second referee coming out saying that Eddie Edwards won, and then you have Eddie Edwards getting the free count in a kind of like little mini match, and then the referees are going on about these guys are different winners, and then you have Jim Cornette coming out announcing a triple threat match at Showdown in the Sun, and it's just, what is the point of having all this controversy BS? It's just, why? At least just have Roderick Strong win.
Cornette made the biggest point in this, that there was one official ref, and it's what the official ref actually sees in the match that actually matters. In fact, another ref got involved. It took my liking of how the match ended completely away. Now we're getting a triple threat. I would have stuck with Strong.
Just three guys I do not want to see wrestle in a main event match. And really, also, it was very unclear, is this going to be a triple threat match for the title? Because then Jim Cornette said, you two are going to fight this guy. And I'm like, well, is it going to be like a singles match to fight Davey, or what? They haven't really made that very clear, have they? I just maybe they'll announce it further. It's triple threat match.
Well, here's my quick prediction. As I said during the review, we have the three of them in the ring. The winner of that, if it's not Davey Richards, he will get a singles match against Davey either afterwards or on the next night. Just the way I heard it. But
we're not going to... I hope we don't see Eddie versus Davey again. Fucking hell, I just do not want to see that. Just the main point about this main event, guys, is... You know, you can take it for what it is if you like, but the way I take it is the fact that I'm seeing the same old shit once again. I know it's in a triple threat match, and these guys, I don't believe have had a triple threat match before, but it's like saying, it's like WrestleMania 24 when you had Triple H, Cena, and Orton. You know, why? You know, I don't understand. Bring in you could put Elgin in this match, Survival of the Fittest. Hell, I mean, even if you want to do it early, put Steen in there. Just anyone. I mean, for fuck's sake. I'm not looking forward to this main event. Just saying. ROH fans may do, but I am not.
Again, this part of the night just really affected the rest of the night for me. Yes, it got an amount of time. You do expect it from the two main eventers, but overall, it just weren't the best show for me.
What is that, your overall thoughts?
Pretty quick, yeah.
I mean, the best segment of the night was a 2.5-minute squash. I think that tells you all you need to know about this TV show. I mean, we got some good stuff announced for Showdown in the Sun, like the Young Bucks versus ANX, World's Great Exciting versus the Briscoe Brothers, Storm versus Bennett. I think could be a pretty decent match. Now we've got this triple threat match at night 1, and I just wonder how much more hype ROH can give these 2 iPay-per-views, especially with the fact they've got 2 iPay-per-views and they need to announce stuff. I just wonder how many more filler matches we're going to get on these iPay-per-views. I'm just saying. But I mean, overall, there was 1 or 2 effective segments. The main event just felt really flat. As soon as I knew it was Eddie Edwards versus Roderick Strong, it just felt totally flat. Same old shit. I mean, same old shit, different day. I'm just saying. ROH, you need to provide some variation in your product and give a reason for other people other than die-hard ROH fans who are only that small of an audience, when you could be getting that big of an audience if you appeal to some maybe casual or mainstream fans. It doesn't have to. You don't have to re-evolve all your product around mainstream stuff. You just introduce some mainstream stuff there, and whatever. You can give the ROH marks some wrestling there and there, and just mix it in a little bit. Just that's all I'm asking. Cornette, you know what you got to do, not this MMA bullshit you're doing right now.
The ending was overbooked. Too much was going on. The main event's meant to be the big send-off to make everyone go happy, and I think that was just too much at the end. And
the fact we got a triple threat match may have made a lot of ROH marks happy, but oh my god, it just made me not. But there we go. That's just our opinions on this TV show, I guess. You guys give us your thoughts. You might disagree with us. You probably will. A lot of people do in the YWC when we're talking about ROH. Get your thoughts in that comment section down below. And now, NJ, I believe it's time. This is the good way to end the video. We have you doing an outro. That is always guaranteed ratings, that is.
People, I've not said this in a while, but do this. Be a part of the British Piss. And all I'm going to say now, people, is hopefully you've enjoyed this ROH. Please give us your thoughts, the good points and the bad points, in the comment section below. Until next time, from Mr. Parkin and me, NJ, goodbye.